Hey, how's it going, YouTube? John here with
Anthony. What's up, guys?
And we are Let's Talk Resident Evil, and that's what we're going to be doing today.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that right, Anthony?
Talking some more Resident Evil 0, considering it's been, the talk around the town as of late, as far as, everybody's talking about Resident Evil 9, but if you check out our last video, we talked about the news that, the leak of Resident Evil 0 potentially being on somebody's resume that may be involved with it, but it's not official. Project Chamber. So, we thought this video would be a good idea to kind of make a little, what we would want to see in a Resident Evil 0 remake, because it has been the discussion around the community all week. So.
Yeah, just some talking points. It's not going to be entirely all-inclusive until we get some kind of announcement.
Some official.
Or some kind of substantial evidence that is not just word of mouth. Then we'll do a real big video, I think. But for now, we're just kind of looking at some talking points, and we wrote a bunch of stuff down. I'm going to check it off while we go. But we're just going to kick off wherever. So I'm going to start with the original Resident Evil 0 had a lot of biblical references. Burning in a hellfire, an inferno of hate. There's other things that Marcus says in the original Japanese script that they scrubbed from the English script during translation.
Right.
And I think that in 2025, it should be fine to put that stuff back in.
I think so too.
Because it's not like they're diminishing Christianity or using it as any kind of
Right.
They're doing what really does happen in the world, where people kind of just go crazy over stuff, and religion just happens to be a part of their identity, not their entire identity.
Right, because it's like referenced in Resident Evil, but it's never been like the main
For sure. And
like
Christianity is the one thing they like to stay away from. I say, and I want to pick your brain about this, I think they should double down on it. Bring it back and double down on it, because Marcus was a very religious man. You have to be in this world of science versus creation versus God and everything else about Marcus.
That's true. Yeah, we are dealing with some heavy topics as far as, them experimenting. I agree. I think they should double down on it, keep the authentic nature of the character.
Yeah. And if they don't, then they need to rewrite him completely, because it doesn't work half-mass.
That's true.
It doesn't work half-chub.
Right.
You can't get half leech up and be like, I'm going to burn you in an inferno of hate.
Just hate.
No, he says, burn you in hellfire
in
the Japanese script or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. But he's very much more religious, very much more evangelist, diabolical kind of, obviously it's not just him, it's the leech version of him. So it's the Queen Leech mimicking his stature, his state of mind. But I think that's right off the bat, that's one of the things that I definitely wanted to say. I think that's really important. We'll stick to story first, I guess, and then go through some gameplay changes. So all in all, I really think that the introduction of Resident Evil 0 is super important, and the original version of Resident Evil 0 that we never got, we don't know what that was like.
No.
We just know that there was a train there. Billy and Rebecca did exist, and we have a little inkling of that first section being very similar. We don't know how close to the original vision we got with Resident Evil 0.
That's true.
Remake. Technically, it's a remake. It's always an interesting conversation because it comes before 1, which is a remake of the original one. They scrapped and remade it. So is it a remake?
Right. We went from N64 to GameCube,
It basically is a remake.
Yeah.
But I think that you should get control of Rebecca as you guys are flying in on the helicopter and be able to look around while you're flying in.
That's another thing you had there, which I agree. I think that'd be a fantastic... let us play that intro. Let us be there with Bravo Team instead of the cutscenes. Sure, they looked great back then. They still look good now, but... playing as that and being able to have those conversations, have optional talks, with your team, just as they're going in, what the fuck is this? Because they're the first ones at the scene.
Debriefing.
Yeah.
Because as they're flying in, they haven't seen anything yet.
No.
They haven't seen the MP truck flip over. They haven't saw the court-martial identification papers for Billy Cohen.
Right.
They haven't seen any of that. And it would be really interesting if Billy was treated a little differently in the story this time. I would like to see more from Billy. I would also like to see a little bit of a reimagining of Billy, because he's kind of like a big, Wesker from Welcome to Raccoon City. He's kind of just a nothing burger of a character.
Yeah,
He's got that desperado feel to him.
Yeah, people like tend to like the chemistry between him and Rebecca, but the problem is, I think what you said, like, it doesn't really go anywhere past this game.
That's also the only thing he has is the chemistry with Rebecca.
That's it.
And it's more so Rebecca. People like seeing the rookie, right? But Billy as a character, he's you just, I don't know. I don't think Resident Evil works well with the whole, like, I'm not going to talk about my past. I think we should talk more about the past.
Find out more about the character definitively.
Have more than a couple conversations.
Yeah, then like, well, what could have happened, or I'm gonna, like, I understand you're gonna take a little bit to warm up to somebody when you're meeting them in the situation. You might not tell them
especially
everything
in this situation,
right? But
he's an armed and dangerous criminal that's killed 26 people.
Yeah, he's got handcuffs shackled around his hand.
I can never remember if it's 23 or 26, but it's 20 something. Too many.
Not that Rebecca had problems to begin with, but I think they could
not in that game.
Not in that game, but I think they could expand, on both characters, and also maybe not have, or maybe have more of a definitive way where Billy goes instead of just like the salute and then that's it. Maybe there is more of like a definitive ending, or we get something with like, Billy escaping, having to fight like a few more monsters, having like an extra chapter, something where it gives him just like, so the fans are like, okay, that's where he is. But they could do the same thing with RE0 Remake where Carlos just, that's it. That's Carlos.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really see him again. They did do Carlos better in the remake. That's one of the things they did better, I would say.
They did handle him a lot better.
Yeah. I still like Carlos in the original, but again,
for sure.
I think they all have their different things that I like about him. But with Remake, again, having that more personal kind of conversation, a little more like in depth, Billy and Rebecca can do the same thing. So I think that's a great thing. It's just improve Billy overall, and have some kind of definitive ending, even if it's not like completely said, like,
Yeah, now as we're recording this, we obviously just put out another video, whether you're watching that the same day as that other one or the next day or whenever.
Yeah.
There are a lot of comments that were that they're apparently they're going around, and there's a new rumor that he's going to get killed off. And quite honestly, I wanted to ask you how you felt about that, because one of the things about Billy and characters who aren't going to ever come back, kill him. Kill him off. Make it more emotional.
They could.
Redeem himself in his own eyes, because you got to remember, Billy's haunted by that day. He even, like, when he sees the bones, he freaks out because he's like, it reminds me of the bodies we were piling up.
Yeah.
So if they're going to do something with Billy,
take him out.
Take him out in a heroic way.
That full circle redemption moment.
Yeah. Maybe Billy, it'd be wild if Billy and Rebecca get out of the house, and then Rebecca and Billy, the gunshot is actually Wesker, and they have a standoff with Wesker where Rebecca basically says, if you let him live, I'll go into the house and get your combat data.
That would be interesting.
I don't know how the hell she wouldn't say anything to Chris or Jill or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it is always it's always been a mystery how the fuck Rebecca knows nothing about the mansion incident. She doesn't know Wesker's evil until the end. After
going through the whole Zero story. Yeah, but see, this goes to that point while we're on the story bits.
We're on story, yeah.
Like, do you think, like we just said in the last video, do you think like the RE1 remake story needs to be close by for this to completely work? Because you could have just the origin story, but like I feel like you need to also make those adjustments with the one remake, whatever this may be, where you have to have everybody leave on the helicopter. You have to have Rebecca have that knowledge going into RE1 remake, like that Rebecca. So it's like, that would add a whole dynamic where like she sees Chris and she's like, hey, I just killed a tyrant. I just killed a fucking leech monster.
Not about any of that.
Yeah, like, so I feel like what we know going into, like, like how it didn't really connect in the originals, I think, or the original Zero, I should say, the only Zero, and then the remake of 1, I just think that needs to be like cohesive. It needs to be transparent.
What if Rebecca does face off against Wesker at the end of the game? And in the remake of 1, they're going to put her in the cell. And Barry's going to be the character that's running around with Chris and Jill.
That would be interesting.
Because that would explain a lot of those problems away.
That would.
Now, yes, you lose the Chris and Rebecca piano and the Plant 42 root of the problem, and you lose that stuff, but that's kind of stuff that will eternally always live in Resident Evil 1 and 1 Remake.
Yeah.
you really honestly lose, in Remake especially, you just lose a flat and boring character.
Yeah.
Not to Hope Levy's problem, because Hope Levy's a great voice actress, and she did a great job, but she was only doing what she was directed to do.
Exactly. It's all in the director's hands at that point.
They told her she was a doctor. Remember?
Yeah.
We had lunch with her.
Yeah,
so
we did meet up with her.
We got to talk with Hope Levy. She's a wonderful woman.
Really nice family.
And they told her she was a doctor. I mean, technically, she turns into a doctor.
Yeah, eventually.
Kind of. She's more of a biochemical engineer, I guess. But
like a medic, I guess, but that doesn't...
She's only a medic for a day.
Yeah, yes, true, though.
She's like, she
only
comes
for
in
a day,
and she's
though.
done, yeah. But whatever you think about that, Anthony. What do you think about Rebecca getting delegated to the cell?
I like that because that's how RE0 could end. Is her getting nabbed up.
What if that bullet shot is Wesker saying, not so fast? Not so fast.
Yeah, because, I mean, I think that could work, and that would just connect, because, again, by the time you get to Rebecca, she's telling you about all this shit she's seen. I think it could work.
Think about this, too. In Resident Evil 2, on the N64, you have the EX files.
Yes.
Which you can pull up a graphic and put it on screen if you remember to do this in editing. But for those of you who don't know, go look it up. There's a file that talks about how she basically, what's the word? It's like forgive. They essentially, she submits evidence to prove that Billy Cohen wasn't guilty, whatever that is, pardoned or something like that. She helps Billy get pardoned with some information or whatever, or she tries to or whatever. It would be very interesting if at the end of the game, after the leech and stuff, the final cutscene is Wesker killing Billy, or Billy is the tyrant from RE1.
That would be a fucking...
That's what the fans want.
Yeah,
dude.
they'd be like, Billy. It's Billy, because Billy was rumored to be Nemesis for all the time.
Yeah. That was a joke, but what I'm saying is...
yeah, because the tyrant would already be there, right?
Yeah, what if he kills Billy and then he puts Rebecca in the cell? And then that's kind of his character development, is that when Rebecca gets out and she goes to the city, that's what she does. She submits those paperworks and those documents to get his remains, maybe not remains because he's in the woods, but maybe gets like his name absolved of the dishonorable discharge.
Right.
And gets to send something back to his family.
Yeah.
That he's a hero.
No, I think that could work because it makes the characters just act like how they would in that situation.
It doesn't give us any less.
Yeah, and it doesn't give us any less. It doesn't really cut anything out that would make fans pissed. I like it. I think that's a great way to segue that in the first one.
When you have both of them on the docket, they need to work together.
That's kind of where I was getting at.
You have to deal with Rebecca.
Yes.
And the Rebecca factor.
She is in the mansion no matter what.
She's in the house.
Yeah.
How did Richard get to the house? How did Enrico get to the house?
Right.
You have to deal with that when you make a prequel. So the right move is to remake one or the other, or both together, and set yourself up for success with the next one.
Yes.
This conversation we're having is assuming that it could be before RE1 or after RE1.
Yes, it can go either way.
We don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming with my prediction that this would be what I would do with RE0 if it was before RE1 Remake came out.
Yeah.
Do you have any predictions?
I think Wesker might have more of a presence in Zero. More than we think. I think, you would just see him in cutscenes and stuff like that with Birkin. You would see all that stuff. But I think that he might be more hands-on. And that kind of goes to what we were just saying. Like, at the end, he could, take care of Billy. But I feel like he might be appearing a little bit more as he's setting up his next plan for the Spencer mansion.
It would also make sense because he knows Rebecca's about to go into the house.
Yeah, he knows she's S.T.A.R.S.
So he's not going to kill her.
Right.
Because that's combat data.
Right.
He's going to kill Billy because he knows Billy's about to leave.
Yeah. So I think maybe just a larger presence of Wesker, not just in cutscenes, not just at the end with Billy. I think we're going to see him more often than not.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's interesting in Resident Evil 0. They cut away to all the way across the facility. And that doesn't really happen in the new remakes a whole lot.
Not really.
If you're cutting away to take control of a character, or you're cutting away to see what's going on with the character you're about to play most of the time.
Yeah.
So that leads me to believe, do you think that they'll remove those scenes or have a Wesker side?
They could. I mean, the jumping around, like you said, it kind of like, sometimes it could be a momentum killer, especially now with how the engine's kind of how it works. So, yeah, I mean, they could easily just not have those cutaways and just maybe make it like, a little more seamless. Do you have the locations of stuff?
Oh, yeah,
down?
the map.
That's
a good transition between story and gameplay is the map. The map don't make no fucking sense. Some of it does, some of it does not. The water treatment facility, how you get on an elevator and end up in the marshalling yard, I don't know. Then you end up back underneath of the research, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a lot of game magic going on.
I have a strong feeling Resident Evil 0 after the research facility is going to get a heavy remodeling. Heavy. Whether that be for the best or for the worst, that remains to be seen.
Yeah.
But it will definitely be heavy. As far as gameplay goes, my list is a little shorter.
Yeah.
But let's start by talking about the elephant in the room, which is the dropping of items and the hook shot. How do you feel about these two things?
They definitely have to go away. I still want to be able to, hand items and whatever, exchange it. That would be a lot faster.
Like RE5 almost.
Yeah, RE5. Here you go. Like, give them ammo, whatever, and you can change the amounts and stuff like that. Yeah, the dropping of the items is the worst part of 0 for me, personally.
It's clunky. It's sloppy. It looks bad.
Yeah, I just hate, like, having to deal with that every time we go back.
And the fucking map keeps track of the items.
Yeah, the map keeps track, and it's like, have a shared item box or, something where you could just put your stuff in there, because it would just make sense. If you have a hook shot, look, if you want to include it in there for like a little bit, whatever, but like to have to carry it on you for that long, or like maybe it was more annoying when you had to, because you're thinking hook shot and you have to drop it on the ground when you're not using it.
Just give him one of these fucking things.
A little like lasso rope or something, Indiana Jones style.
Like the 3-prong hook they use in Ghost of Yote.
Yeah, I mean,
Ghost of Tsushima.
Maybe it wouldn't be as annoying if you could just stock that fucker away in an item box.
Right here.
Yeah, or just on the hip pouch or something. But yeah, it took up 2 slots. The hook shot was annoying. Dropping the weapons was annoying. No item box was annoying.
You had to bring that hook shot into disc 2.
That's crazy work. Crazy work.
You had to bring that shit. When's the last time you used it?
Is it
in the research facility?
The research facility.
Lab,
yeah.
Go up.
And that's it. That's the last time you use it. But again, all the way to disc 2. And again, I know Shinji Mikami back then was trying something different. He thought that fans were getting a little bored. He did it on purpose, but not. I just think if you're taking the time to do this, you have a formula for this RE engine stuff. I think you're with me on this. Just take the dropping of the items out and the hook shot. If you put it in there for a little haha, remember this, it's there, cool, but don't have us carry it for like 80% of the game or 70%, whatever percentage that would equivalent to.
I would rather not drop items on the floor, honestly. What are you going to do, make them glow? Like RE4, it gets too arcadey. I just don't like it.
Well, especially
I'd rather it just be tradable items, or you discard them and they're gone.
Yeah, like especially it's third person, so like you have to actually like look down and see the item. Yeah, it's like back
we assume
right.
It might have a first person option, but we assume
it could.
Yeah. Oh, how it's going to handle multiplayer?
Co-op?
It might not be.
It might not be co-op at all.
Will it be AI? Will it be Switch AI? Will it be co-op? Truly, will we have the option, or will it just be AI, Anthony? What do you think?
If they did co-op, it would just make everything work so well. The game would be a lot more fun because you can like manage your resources and have that survival horror vibe.
Yeah.
In this like original like Raccoon City storyline, because obviously a lot of the co-op came after the fact. You had co-op by the time it was RE5. It was a lot more action. There's a lot more going on, right? I think it would be cool to have a co-op 0 with the limited resources, with the limited item management and all that stuff. I just think that would be awesome. That'd be so dope. That's like if RE2 Remake was like, hey, yeah, we're doing co-op with Leon and Claire. People would hate it, but it would be that slow burn horror. And I think for RE0, because that partner system is just the first thing you think of when you think 0. You think Rebecca, you think Billy immediately.
I think of
have
this.
Co-op.
I'll go check over there. Okay.
And then
this way.
Load time.
Yeah.
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 And then Billy getting fucking grabbed by the zombie. You're trying to shoot him off, and then you got to move him with the other analog stick because you're controlling one with one stick, and
or the C stick. Yeah. Speedrunners master both, which I've gotten close to.
That is insane. But I kudos to them. But
there's ways you can like run, and then guide Billy this way or Rebecca this way, do the puzzle, and then just flick the stick down and switch and flick the stick, and you'll automatically be going down the stairs.
That's insane.
Yeah, you have to know your 3D spatial awareness. It's fun.
Know that
it's fun
game
learning.
like the back. Yeah, they know the game like the back of their hand. And you know, for me, I know that for a lot of Resident Evil games, but Zero, I'm not the best at. But
it's all right. There's always the very hard mode, knife only. Anthony.
Exactly, the baddie boom boom boss. But yeah, so I think co-op would work.
What do you think if they don't make a co-op?
Well, if they don't make a co-op,
and it's just party switcher, you have that like switch kind of thing.
I think
Rev 2 did it.
Yeah, and I don't think it would be horrible as long as they fixed the stuff we just mentioned, which they probably would. The no item dropping on the floor and the item box, and like the easier like passing of the items. That probably wouldn't be too bad if it was still like single or AI, single player or optional. But if it's not co-op, I'm not going to completely hate it. I just think it'd be a missed opportunity.
Very missed opportunity.
Yeah,
I agree.
Maybe it would take more development time, but you're already remaking it, so why not just make it better?
Yeah, so let's talk about the enemies.
Okay.
Who's in? Who's out, Anthony? Who are you cutting if you're Capcom? Besides the spiders, which we all know are going to get cut anyway.
The spiders are cut by default. Let's not even kid anybody.
Don't want your game to be scary.
Scorpion is probably going to be cut because the boss fight is literally 2 seconds long.
That looks a lot like a spider to me, Anthony.
A spider? Yeah.
Scorpions are close. They're
close enough.
Both arachnids.
Yeah.
Get them out of here.
They wouldn't take out the centipede.
No, I don't think the
Billy!
centipede. I think the centipede would stay.
I mean, again, now we could be wrong. I think you keep the eliminators.
For sure. And the hunters.
And the hunters.
For sure.
The leech man, you don't make him a stalker enemy.
For sure.
You are able to take him out when you choose. So you keep him.
He should be a semi-stalker.
Semi-stalker, but not like... He just kind of appears at like shitty times. I never saw him as like, oh man, he's chasing me like fucking Nemesis. Like I never got that vibe from that specifically. But I think they should keep that. And I'm trying to think of like what else what am I missing as far as boss fights?
The bat?
The bat. I feel like they should keep that, but maybe do something like a little bit different. Like the church is cool, but like he kind of just does the same thing.
Yeah, it'd be cool if like it grabbed you and flew off with you, and if you're playing as Billy, you have to shoot it, and if you're playing as Rebecca, you're like getting flailed around, and you have to like aim and shoot it as it's holding you upside down.
Right. Yeah. Something like that.
But you can't shoot it if you're too high, because then you'll fall and break your neck on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah. Or it'll do more damage.
Yeah.
Like, you know. So yeah, I would say keep him.
Then there's Proto-Tyrant 1 and 2.
Proto-Tyrant 1 and 2. You got to keep. I mean, I would imagine you got to keep them.
At least one.
Yeah.
I don't think you need both.
The one fight like out by the door.
Yeah. I don't think you need the elevator and the sewer plant.
That's true.
Maybe just make that one fight. I think would be nice.
Yeah. So I mean, honestly, besides, you know, like I said, the scorpion and the spiders obviously are getting cut. I don't really know what else I would want to see like taken out. The eliminators, I would say, yeah, just because they're fucking annoying. But I know that they are cool. They kind of have to be there. They are in that whole dungeon area. So the like
prison area,
the prison area. So
or the torture chambers.
Whatever you want to torture.
Oh, torture chamber. Project Chamber.
Chamber. It's full circle. So yeah. So what do you think as far as like any other like cut
I
bosses?
Think it all should go in there.
Yeah, I mean,
I would maybe cut the big frogs.
Oh, the frogs! I forgot about the frogs.
Yeah, I would cut the big frogs.
Yeah.
The lurkers, they're called, and just put gamma hunters in.
I would like to see that.
Like just put them in.
Yeah.
Like put a gamma hunter of the old hunter variety in. The big frog mouth.
I wouldn't be pissed at that. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah. I'd be a little upset we didn't get those in RE3 Remake, but yeah.
Yeah.
I do like the gamma hunters.
Better late than never, I guess. But you know,
sure.
But if it took Zero for them to do that, whatever.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it as far as gameplay goes and story. As far as predictions go, Do you have any other predictions for when we might see the game?
So the online consensus is 2028.
Okay.
I think that
I guess it's assuming it's next.
It's assuming it's next, but I also think that it could be, if it is after 1 for whatever reason, and we do get one remake in 2027, and that comes out in 2028, that would make sense. Or we could get this, both games in the same year or year and a half. So we could even get RE1 in 2028 and then get this in late 2028 or early 2029.
Yeah. 2026 will be RE9. Fall 2026 will be DLC.
Right, potentially. Yeah.
It makes sense for something to come January to March 2027.
Yeah.
Right?
So I would predict that maybe we could get this even after RE1. I would say RE1 could come first, and then this comes after.
Because we don't know for sure the order of what things are being done behind the scenes and the order of what this is being leaked.
Correct. Yeah, it's all hearsay. We don't know. We just know that Capcom works on multiple projects, and they have a busy 2026. You got Pragmata, you got Onimusha. Obviously, RE9 kicks off the year for them, so they're doing fine. But that leaves 2027 as an open door. 2028 is an open door. We don't have any, even though there are other projects, we don't really have slated for that, other than like more Monster Hunter DLC for the millionth time, which they'll keep supporting. But as far as new material, 2027 and 2028 are kind of like, the slate's kind of clean. We know they got plans, but we don't know of those plans. So I think for the 30th anniversary, you should announce that both of these games are coming, because I think that would be the best way to say, hey guys, we're giving
an Origins collection.
Origins collection. Yeah. Just like, hey, like you mentioned in the other video, we wrapped up, RE9 with Raccoon City. That's kind of right before the 30th anniversary. Now we have this announcement saying, hey, we're taking you back to the beginning of Raccoon City. Like that, it's kind of a great segue for marketing. What do you think? Do you think they're going to announce both at the same time? Do you think they're just going to do one and then 0 later, or 0 DLC? Because that's another theory, right? Some people are saying this might be one big game.
Yeah, I'd love it. I don't think they'll do that.
I don't think they'll do that.
They love money, but I would pay $100 for this.
I mean, we're
I would
fans.
pay $100 for 1 and 2, or 1 and 2, of course. 1 and 0 together.
Yeah.
There is one more thing that I didn't write down that I wanted to ask you about, because it is a big player in Resident Evil 0. What do you think about the role differences between Billy and Rebecca? Like how Billy can't mix herbs, Rebecca can't push crates, Billy has to play the piano. That's another hint that she might not be playing the piano in RE1 Remake.
That's true.
Because how the fuck does she learn?
Yeah, how does she learn?
I don't know.
That's true. I don't know.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I just think just have us mix fucking herbs. Who cares if Billy it doesn't have that background? Just have us mix. It's just easier.
Chris don't even know how to read, and he
Chris doesn't know how to read. He mixes herbs. So yeah, I think they should axe all that. Whoever can push crates, whatever. Whoever can mix herbs, whatever, like just axe all that and just make it seamless, because when you're playing co-op, who cares who's doing what, as long as you're working together.
As long as you're working together.
Right, like I understand it makes it like unique, like, Rebecca has the mixing kit, right? If they keep that, they could scrap that. But like, I don't know, just fucking axe that shit, because when you're thinking of it in combat in the middle, if John has his inventory up and he's Rebecca, and I have Billy's inventory up and I'm in the corner trying to do something real quick, I should just be able to go green, red, boom, combined. Ammo into this gun combined, like make it quick, instead of like, oh, I can't mix this herb.
You give me your green and red herb and then get washed downstream and we don't see you again for 2 hours because the game's so long.
That could happen too.
That's why the multiplayer thing I'm skeptical on. I'm starting to think maybe they will make it a single player experience if they're going to do this, because
getting dicked over by somebody else playing.
Well, not just that, but Billy literally gets washed downstream in the story.
Unless they cut it and they don't separate it. Yeah.
So that would be where I would go with it personally. I would let it be multiplayer and not have Billy get taken. You could have him taken for like 10 minutes of gameplay or 15 minutes of gameplay.
Yeah, and then maybe the other...
have them both solve puzzles to get out.
Yeah, like one does one puzzle. Like your puzzle's unique to you.
Yep.
My puzzle's unique to me. We got to solve a puzzle to meet in the middle.
And if you're by yourself, you have to solve one side and then swap to the character.
It switches to the other one.
To solve the other side.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how they would do it. It would be a risk. It would be an experiment for them to do co-op again for the first time in a long time, probably since Rev 2, if you count like spin-off or mainline.
Rev 2 is disappointing.
I know Project Resistance was co-op multiplayer, but that was multiplayer. You
can't even play Rev 2 online.
No,
like as the story campaign.
It's local, right?
Yep, yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I think that's all we have.
That's pretty much it. Any closing thoughts?
I'm excited for more remakes. I think overall,
Me too.
You know, this isn't a bad thing, like we mentioned in the last video.
It's good to have a timeline to look beyond RE9.
Yeah, because RE9's coming out before you know it, guys. So like we're approaching it. We're enjoying this coverage. We're enjoying this RE9 era. We're enjoying everybody getting hyped, everybody getting excited on Resident Evil approaching 30, and these remakes will keep propelling that. We'll keep getting people excited. People that never played 1 remake or 0 or 1 in general will now have this new experience, hopefully with these 0 and 1 remakes coming.
Another way to experience it is perfect.
And it's perfect. So yeah, that's all really I have to say about it.
That's all I have to say too. Yeah. I like RE0 more than most people, but it definitely has a lot of problems, and if they have potential to really make a good change for this game and actually get it in the hands of people so that they can enjoy it more than they haven't before.
Agreed.
Because a lot of people, especially if you show people Resident Evil these days, you put them back and put them in RE1 remake, sure, okay. You put them in 0, you just lost a fan. It's hard, man.
It is a hard game.
It's hard to give to new players.
It is. Yeah, it's a definitely a harder game to digest when you're a new player. It's
harder just to have the patience to deal with its bullshit.
Yeah, it's a lot of patience for sure.
I have to get what? I have to do what?
Yeah.
I have to go back and get that. I left that at the church.
Yeah. Oh wait, the train blew up. Hey, pick up all your items on the floor.
Yep.
In the fire.
They only hold 15. So if you dropped everything, you're missing stuff.
And you got to pick it up to like know where it is.
And there's a pecking order.
Oh God, yeah. That's just so stupid. I get why they did it at the time, Shinji Mikami. I get it, but holy shit, that just did not age well at all with this game. But that's what the remakes are for. So anyway, guys, let us know your thoughts, your wishes, what you would like to see in an RE0 or RE1 remake or both.
Yeah.
And hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.
Peace.